Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Yadira. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today I'm going to be doing a video comparing the two different bum bags that I have within my collection. That is the Lululemon Everywhere belt bag, and then my most recent purchase from Louis Vuitton, the mini bum bag. Whenever I did do the unboxing for my mini bum bag, in editing I realized that one, the video was so long, so I did have to cut it down, but I also realized that there was enough footage to be able to do another video, and I did it that way because I think that many people would actually want to know about the Lululemon belt bag. I thought that they would want to see the video for the mini bum bag itself, so I did make the decision to split that into what you're going to see. So I do have some modeling shots and some content from my unboxing video, but it's going to be related to these two in comparison. I am also going to be showing you the measurements of the two bags and also the weight in different units of measure, just in case you are interested. And another reason too why I wanted to do this split is because if you are wanting to venture into luxury, but this is a very popular bag and you have it, but you want to know, is it worth it? This might help you. Or even if you have one that's similar to this, because most belt bags or fanny packs are pretty much about this length. So if you're wondering whether or not you should make the splurge over to a luxury bum bag, then I hope you find this video informative. Let me know if you have any questions or any comments. Please do look at the description bar for any product information or anything that I might have mentioned in the video today. I'm going to start off by showing you what fits inside, and I'm going to use those clips from my unboxing video. So let's play that now. This one I actually got it for Christmas, so I'm not quite sure what they actually retail for, but I know they're super popular. So what I've done is I've packed it the way I would pack the mini bum bag if I was to go traveling. So I am going to show you that really quickly, just so that in case you do have this one and you're kind of contemplating, like I already have a bum bag and it's going to serve the same purpose, like does it fit the same, or whatever questions you might have between the belt bag and the mini bum bag. So right here I have put some cash and then my key fob, and then on the other slip pockets I have my AirPods, and then I do have the actual fan, a lip gloss, a lipstick, the camera, and the passport holder. In the back pockets I don't have my cell phone because I have it over here, but it does fit in there just nicely and it will close that back pocket. Here's everything that I have on the everyday belt bag. You see, it'll close just fine. So just in case you have this and you're kind of wondering about the capacity, it is the same. The only thing is that this has organization, like all those individual compartments, to where the mini bum bag has that main compartment and then that mini pocket right at the front and no pocket in the back. I think if it had a pocket on the back, it would be good for like your cash and cards. That way you can free up this little pocket a little bit more, or something slim, like if you just want to grab like your receipts or something like that, or like if you are in a hotel room, grab your hotel card key or whatever. I think that would have been cool, but because it doesn't have anything, this one to me it kind of suffices. It's just fine. The other thing I do want to say about this one compared to this one is that here, because of the material being so flexible, you do kind of see that you have items there, like it does kind of conform to everything that you have, to whereas this bag, if you are seeing all the shapes of whatever is in there, is because it's packed to the brim. Your zipper is probably not going to close, but having everything nicely compact in there, it's going to still be concealed. It's not going to be sticking a lipstick form from the side or anything like that, because it's a little bit more structured compared to the everyday belt bag by Lululemon. But at the same time, this gives you flexibility to add more things to it, but they are like hundreds of dollars apart from one another. Like I said, I did get this for Christmas, so I use this a lot. So I actually wanted the original bum bag and I was not able to get a hold of it. I did have the option to customize it with the stickers. Like I could have done that before it was discontinued. Like I had ample time to decide, but I was like, okay, what stickers do I want? Do I want to stick to having this image all the time? I kind of wanted to put the little kitty, but like in the back, but then it's like it's custom, you're paying more, why not add a sticker to the front? Needless to say, I could not decide on the sticker, so I did not get the bum bag at the time. So I was kind of like, okay, well, I probably was not even gonna like it minutes, period. Whenever I got this one for Christmas, I literally started using it the next day, and I've used it so much. Another thing that is different with this compared to this one is that you can throw this one in the wash. Actually, the care tag says just to do a spot clean, but I have put this in the wash. I mean, I don't mind, and I think it's fine. Whereas the Louis Vuitton one, I will never put it in the wash ever. Don't you do it either. That's one of the differences that I can say, where this one is more easygoing, more carefree. Obviously, they do have them in a variety of different colors, but that is one of the main differences. So I use this one so much that my husband was like, you know what, I really do think that you would really enjoy an actual luxury bum bag. And so I started looking, but at that time I wasn't sure that I wanted to spend $4,000 or $5,000 for a bum bag, because that's kind of what they were going for, like $3,999 or higher. And the further away we are from that discontinued date, the more patina they're gonna be. Like, it's just the nature of the actual bag itself. So while I'm talking about the Lululemon belt bag, I'm gonna show you the various different ways you can use it. But I do feel like the one from Louis Vuitton has way more versatility packed into it, just because it has detachable straps. Okay, so the mini bum bag compared to the Lululemon, just in case you do have this one or something very similar to it, it is just about the same length. So the Lululemon is just a tad bit longer, but as far as width, I think the Louis Vuitton kind of wins it there. Or actually, if you look at this one, the actual base of where everything's gonna pretty much be at, it's about the same width. So I think that's why it fits just about the same, even though they're a different size, a different shape. So here's another view right there. And from the back, I think they're about the same height, I would say. Yeah, just about. They are pretty compatible to one another. So if you do have this one and you love it and you're contemplating on this one, but you want to splurge and you already love this one, and you are looking into getting one from the luxury space, I do think this is a good option. I'm going to link it down below for you to sign up for any notifications if you are interested, or if you do have a CA, get in contact, let them know that you are interested. There's a few of them already on Instagram as well, so if you want to follow one and send them a message, they might let you know whenever one has hit their store. Just for reference, this is going to be an empty mini bum bag, right? There's nothing on either of the pockets, and it is going to include everything that the bum bag does come with. So in case you are wanting to use it as it comes, this is the weight of the bag. Right now I have it set to grams. So it is 351 grams. In pounds, it is 0.774. In ounces, it is 12.4. In kilograms, it is 0.352. If you just want to use the mini bum bag with the gold chain, kilograms, it is 0.302. In grams, it is 302. In pounds, it is 0.666. And in ounces, it is 10.65 ounces. If you just want to use the bum bag with the vachetta strap, I have removed the gold chain. So in ounces, it is 8.65 ounces. In kilograms, it is 0.245. In grams, it is 245. In pounds, it is 0.540. So I have been using my mini bum bag, and one of the days I was using it with just a gold chain, but I didn't want to leave my vachetta strap behind. However, this main compartment, I was using it for my stuff. So what I found is that this actually does fit in this small pockets, and I'll show you that now. Of course, it's not meant to be here, so do be careful with the zipper teeth right here to make sure it's not gonna knock off any of the actual glazing or create any indentations or anything. You can coil it a little bit tighter if you want to, but it does fit and it will close. With opening the zipper, just kind of be careful that you're not grabbing or pulling any of the actual strap. And of course, with taking it out, be very careful to not disturb the actual strap. So this is not something that I am recommending you get in the habit of doing, because obviously you can distort your strap. You're probably not going to be happy with that. You can make some nicks. You can start bringing up the glazing and it'll start peeling. So only if you really need to. But I was just wondering, and I did that one day just to kind of see like, oh, if I'm ever in an emergency where I don't know if it's going to be rainy, or if I don't know if I'm gonna get tired of carrying it with just a chain and would want to have that crossbody option that does fit. Obviously, if you are using a different strap like a jacquard strap or even a different style of chain that you can fit here a little bit nicely, then it'll be a different story. But just in case, using those two, both of them would fit here just fine. So let me zip this back up, and now let's take the weight of the Lululemon belt bag. All right, so this is the Everywhere belt bag. I for some reason thought it was called Everyday belt bag, and I think that name probably fits it a little bit better. But anyways, I am just here showing you that there's nothing inside, and that would be just the weight of the bag itself. In ounces, the Everywhere Lululemon belt bag is 6.75. In kilograms, it is 0.191. In grams, it is 191. And in pounds, it is 0.418. To show you the numbers side by side, I'm just gonna do a chart here, because this one, there is no way that you can detach the strap to where you can see the different weights with the chain versus this threaded material. And this one is unique because you do have that flexibility, so that's why I did show you the different weights with the two different strap options that the mini bum bag already comes with. But like I said, I am going to put all the summary right here in the screen for you guys to have for reference. The Everywhere belt bag is obviously lighter because of the material that it is in, this nylon and mesh. This is the only plastic that the bag has. Oh, and this little thing, if you want to count it, this is rubber, and then this is metal. That is also metal, a little bit more metal here. But really and truly, most of the weight on this actual bag is gonna be right here in this piece where the buckle is at, because the buckle is quite weighty. The actual bag itself, like, it's so light, so light. And because it does offer adjustments on the strap, and then this one's a little bit neat, that way you don't have this extra flap just flapping everywhere. You can keep it a little bit tighter. So that's one of the neat things about this bag compared to the bum bag over here. You know, this is prefixed. So even if you have this in the smallest hole possible, you have all of this hanging and you can't really control that. Perhaps if you add like a clear hair tie at the end. So this is my setting whenever I wear a crossbody, but if I do want to wear it as a belt bag, I have to use it in the last setting, because anything else pretty much dances on my waist. So because it is so close, you can totally get a clear hair tie and get it through here and secure it there. So that is an option, but that's one of the advantages that the belt bag has compared to the bum bag. While the mini bum bag does not have a back zipper the way this one does, it does have a front zipper. So I guess you gotta pick and choose. Where do you want your zipper? Obviously this one gives you more space to work with, whereas this one is a little bit more limited. It's a much smaller pocket to work with, but it's still a very functional pocket. The main compartment on both of these, I would say for the size of the bag, it is very generous for both of them. And let me just show you how that one is sitting there. Let me put it off to the side here. If you look at this is pretty much the same width of opening. I do have a measuring tape, so I will go ahead and measure that out for us. So this is in inches, and just like this, not even overly opening or conforming to any sort of width. Right at that level, it is 3.5 inches of an opening, and this is what I would consider a comfortable opening. If I am using it, I'm usually opening it right about this distance in a waist. The mini bum bag is a little bit harder, like I can't open it the way I can open this one, just because of where that zipper is positioned. I can't really open it the way I would open it like this. Now, what I will say is if I'm looking at the bag and I have it on, this is the orientation which I would be opening. I would be holding it like this, and then it would allow me to open it just a little bit more, but it's still a little bit different. You have to kind of work with this opening much more than this one. In whichever bum bag you have already in your collection, just kind of keep that in mind of would you rather have flexibility or you're okay with working with it. But in either way, the opening that it has, I'm just gonna do it here. It is at 0, so it's about 3 inches. You can obviously do it more. You really can. That is probably max. So 5 inches max if you really want to stretch it. But if it's just like this, which I find plenty to get in and out of, if I have it right here, that's 3 inches, right? That in itself, without forcing it, is plenty for me to maneuver and put in my things. You see what I mean? It works just fine. So even though it's not as flexible as this one over here, it's still plenty to be able to go in the bag and get out whatever it is that you need. And even if they didn't have this one with a zipper pocket, like what kind of closure would it have? Would it have something with like magnets right here to where it has like a flap coming down? Or would it be like a button closure where you can snap them? Like I'm not quite sure. Or maybe they could probably bring out a bum bag to where the opening is not in the front but back here, to where if you are using it, you and only you see what's inside. Whereas over here, if you are using this against your body in the front or at the belt angle, whoever is in front of you will be able to see at least this top portion of your bag. So I don't know, maybe something for the future, or maybe I should even work for Louis Vuitton production or marketing. I don't know. I would be happy to, but that is just an idea. But for now, this mini bum bag, this closure right here, I think it's just good. It's perfect, you know. All right, so let's continue on with the actual measurements, and I'm not going to measure out the chains in inches. I'm gonna count this. 7.5 inches long, and this is about a ½ inch more, so 8 to 8.5 inches. In centimeters, that would be 20 centimeters. Here it is about 18.5. This is 12 centimeters or 5 inches. This is about 14 centimeters or 5 inches. This small pocket right here, in case you're wondering, it does fit a credit card like I've shown already, but it is 5 inches.
How is it 5 inches there and 5 inches over here? I'm so confused.
I don't know. That's what it's saying. 5 inches. And then it is 12 centimeters. This back pocket is 4 inches or 11 centimeters. But it's also 18 centimeters long, 7 inches long. And I think it's a little bit shorter because they need space to be able to thread the actual handle here. I mean, that in itself is pretty much everything in terms of measurements. I mean, I can do the width, but this one you can expand, so I don't know that it would be fair. I guess just because I already have it like this, let's go ahead and do it. So that 5 centimeters or 2 inches. I'm not gonna count this pocket. It would be, it's not the full 2. I mean, I know you're probably thinking, well, just measure the top, but the top is not quite accurate because it's not a rectangle. It doesn't have an even shape. But I would say you have about 1 3/4 inches of actual width or storing capacity in the mini bum bag. And that would probably be about 4.5 centimeters of available with capacity inside of the mini bum bag. So with the recent unboxing of my Louis Vuitton mini bum bag, I have obviously had the Lululemon everywhere belt bag for way longer. It is actually, so I got it in Christmas and it is about, 9 months already of owning this bag basically, or 8 months I guess you can say, because Christmas is at the tail end of December. But either way, I have a great amount of advantage of using and how I feel about this bag compared to this one. Now ever since unboxing this one, I started using it that same day, so I do have a good sense of how I feel about this bag. But one of the things that I wanted to point out about this one is the strap. So the strap is cool because of the adjusters right here, right? You can control it, but where I find that this is a little bit annoying is if I have a lot of weight in here, even though I have this at an adjusted level that fits me comfortably, what I find is that it slowly kind of runs. It makes the bag larger. So I might start off with the bag about here, and then it'll just start going down, 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 and down until like it's about here, like almost a waist level when using it and having it very heavy or fully packed. It's not a bad side of the bag itself, but I do have to adjust it, right? So that's kind of a little bit annoying. Now it could just be me not necessarily knowing how to use these little holders or adjusters, but I do find that it does kind of run, so just kind of take note of that. Of course, with that also, it gives you the flexibility of using this over the shoulder, like a shoulder bag, and even like a quick backpack style. You can kind of hug it. It's not a bad feature overall. I just wish mine in particular was a little bit more secure when adjusting and can accommodate whatever weight the main compartment might be housing. Now with that said, with this bag in particular, because of the holes being fixed, like it's not a large loophole to where it can move around, it does kind of, whatever position you do have it in, it'll stay there. So that is a good thing, and one thing that I am loving about this bag so far. Now another thing that I noticed is that this one, so I'm 5'3" and I like this to be about like right under my breast, so I have it on the second setting, and while using this I find that I'm using the bag like a armrest. I went into the Louis Vuitton store like the same weekend that I ended up receiving this piece, and I guess even my store, or one of the stores I usually frequent, even they hadn't seen the bag in person, or probably not all staff was familiar with it. But my husband was like, oh my god, like everyone was staring at your bag, like not the customers but the employees. I think the customers were so busy with like ooh ah and all that good stuff, but the employees knew like we just released that bag, it's hard to get or whatever, but they kept kind of staring and eyeing, so I kind of felt uncomfortable, and I noticed that, hey, put your hands on the side, stop using it as an armrest. But it's just so comfortable. It's just something that for me it's happening naturally compared to this one. Like I don't use this as an armrest at all. Like I do put my hand in my pocket. Like this one it protrudes a little bit more to where it's just comfortable. But besides that fact, at whatever capacity that I do have the bag, it stays there. Like it'll go like this, but it won't like drag the way the everyday belt bag eventually does on its own. So I guess in a sense, because it will kind of shift down on its own, it probably is about the same flaw or dislike with the everywhere belt bag. So just kind of something to note. It might also depend on what it is that you're wearing. Like my shirt itself is a material that is very slippery. If it was something that was maybe like wool or even like velvet, it would have a little bit more friction to where it grabs. It's more traction for it to be like stable. I am wearing my belt, which I probably shouldn't. I feel like I'm just scratching both the chain and my belt itself. I mean, obviously you do have the flexibility of making this bum bag look like so many different things, whereas this one itself is just plain casual. You can't remove the strap. If you could, maybe you can, because my zipper is silver, maybe I could pair this with a silver chain, but that's not an option, which is totally fine. This is very much so a grab and go kind of bag. So Lululemon is a company that caters to like active active lifestyle people. So if you're going to the gym, camping, to the grocery store, you know, it's gonna work for you. Whereas Louis Vuitton itself, it's catered to luxury, right? Or I guess like middle class, trying to be luxurious, to be quite honest. It caters to the people who want to have a little bit of more status. So while this one, you can use it for every day, and if you want to go to the gym with it, okay, but it's more than just your, I'm gonna go grab, I don't know, some lemons and tomatoes that I forgot from the local grocery store. Like, this is a bag that you want to go out for shopping, like not grocery shopping, but if you're clothing shopping, maybe you're gonna go, I don't know, to Ulta and Sephora, you know, a little bit more specialty style of stores. And I kind of sound dumb because a grocery is a specialty store as well for food and things that you actually need and what we should be spending our money on, but I digress. So this one, because of this feature, you can have this be fancy and you can have it be everyday. So that's, you know, it's a con for this one, but it's definitely a pro for this one. And as you saw, capacity wise, it's the same, and weight wise, this one wins if you want something lightweight. This one, it's most of the weight is the chain itself, even though the interior is microfiber lining and it does have a little bit of more, I guess, hardware than the everywhere belt bag. All of that does kind of factor in. The canvas itself is a little bit light, but if the bag itself did not have all this hardware, it would be, I guess, about comparable, because the buckle on here, it's weighty. So having the two bags like this one is a tad bit heavier, but not by much. And again, that buckle right there is very hefty. I mean, both of these are pretty cool bags. If you are just wanting to do a grab and go, you can definitely do it with both. They can pretty much be used the same way. The only thing is that this one has a little bit more of opportunity for you to be able to level up your outfits. But this one is well loved within Instagram. A lot of influencers have it. I have it. I've used it a ton. And like I said earlier, you can put it in the wash, or actually you're supposed to spot check. So don't put it in the wash. It is washable compared to this. Like, don't get hand sanitizer in it, don't spill your liquid lipstick in there, don't explode your eyeliner or your mascara in here, you know, don't put a powder compact. There's a little bit of more rules with this one that you have to look out for compared to when you're using the Lululemon belt bag. I mean, so far I am enjoying my mini bum bag, but this one is a great alternative. And because this one is more expensive, I'm gonna try to get my cost per wear down, even though this one was free because I got it for Christmas. Like I said, I still very much enjoyed it and I will still be reaching for it. Obviously, you know, there's a time and place for both of these, and now that I do have the option, then I do have options. So let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything else that you want me to even measure or talk about. Actually, one thing that I am noticing that I would just put out there is, because of this little bag having a little shelf for the front pockets, there's like debris and dust that accumulates there, to where you're not gonna have that problem with your Lululemon belt bag. Also too, this is the 1L or 1 liter, I'm assuming that's what it stands for, and I'm gonna try to look for that one. I think whenever I was initially looking to link it with my unboxing video, I only found the 2L version, but this is actually the 1L everywhere belt bag. Like, looking right here, I don't know if you can see it. I can actually see a scratch, but I don't know. You see, you have to be careful with this one, whereas this one you don't necessarily have to. If you have any questions, let me know what that is. I want to thank you so very much for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.